This is criminal barrister Robert Rinder. He spent his career fighting for justice. Now he's ready to rule in ITV's court.
You're here to sue Alex today for breach of copyright, correct?
Yes.
You have an oatcake company, am I right?
Yes, that's correct.
So how are you going to promote them? I don't know. Were you going to run round half the country, half nude, screaming about oatcakes? You're not going to have one?
No.
Your job is to taste the food, Michelle.
They're a lot better cooked.
You're supposed to cook it?
Yes.
It's a novel way to persuade a judge to poison him. You decided not to discuss with him the fact that you were going to suddenly sell mugs with his picture, his image.
No, I thought it would have been a nice surprise. I was trying to help him.
A trip to Paris is a nice surprise.
Wayne is in court to claim £4,500 after his image and company logo was used on merchandise without his permission. Defendant Alex says he sponsored Wayne to be the face of his company and therefore owes nothing.
Have I got Wayne here?
Yes.
And is it Alex?
Yes.
Wayne, as I understand it, you're here to sue Alex today for breach of copyright, correct?
Yes.
At some point, Alex has taken what you consider to be your copyright and has sold mugs and various things with your image on it, correct?
Correct.
Without your permission.
That's right.
Now, Wayne, what's your job? What do you do?
I'm a van driver and a DJ.
You also put things on, is it YouTube Vines or something?
Facebook.
You put things on Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook videos.
Do you make money from that?
No.
What sort of videos do you put on Facebook?
Everything and anything. I just cover various topics.
Right, I mean, you mean sort of the war in the Middle East or what?
If I decide to talk about it, then I'll give my opinion on it.
Oh, I see. So it's your opinion about the world?
Yeah.
Am I right that you also run a company?
I'm a sole trader.
Alex, how did you come to know Wayne?
Wayne had made an oatcake video.
Now, I've heard of oatcakes. You put cheese on them, for example. Am I right?
Yes, that's correct.
Right. But your oatcakes, you have an oatcake company. Am I right?
Yes, that's correct.
Tell me, what's different about your oatcakes? Can I have a look?
Yes.
Have you brought me some oatcakes?
Yeah, I brought you some oatcakes yourself.
Have a look.
First time for everything.
This is an oatcake.
Yes.
Now, silly me, this looks like a sort of marriage between, as far as I can see, a pancake and a sponge. Let's have a look.
It's a type of savoury...
Can I open it?
Yeah, sure.
How long has this been in here?
From this morning.
From this morning? This is an oatcake.
Yes.
It's not a cake.
It's what?
It's not a cake.
It's not a cake?
No.
Now, this doesn't look like any oatcake I've ever seen. Is there some sort of regional distinction for this oatcake? Where's this
Yeah, they're native to Stoke-on-Trent.
Native to Stoke-on-Trent?
Yeah.
So any viewer of the court who saw this, who lived in Stoke-on-Trent, would immediately be able to say, oh, silly Judge Rinder, that's an oatcake. That's what an oatcake looks like. They're just different from the Scottish kind.
That's correct.
And are they... What do you do with them? What do you wrap in them? I mean, it's not really a cake, is it? I mean, that's a misdescription.
A lot of people prefer cheese and bacon.
I have to tell you, they have a rather dubious consistency.
Yeah.
Do you mind? Have a try.
I'm all right, thanks.
You're not going to have one?
No.
Your job is to taste the food, Michelle.
Is that in my contract?
I made that mistake.
They're a lot better cooked.
You're supposed to cook it?
Yes.
You didn't think to tell me that before I pushed him in. It's a novel way to persuade a judge to poison him. Perhaps you think I wouldn't give him judgment because I'd be in a coma. You've had this oatcake company, how long for?
4 years.
And despite their taste, is it very successful?
Yeah, it's proven successful. It's been established for 21 years.
How did you become aware of Wayne?
Wayne made a video about oatcakes, obviously.
Where were you, Wayne, when you made this video?
In my van in Stoke.
Spent a lot of time in the van. You went to the disco.
Yeah.
Now, you put these videos out, which are ostensibly your thoughts about the world, and lots of people watch them, right?
Yeah.
What's the most hits you've had for one of your videos?
About 3.9 million.
That's a lot of people.
Yes.
Let's have a look.
It's not a cake. And because I was so baffled by it, I didn't want one, right? But I thought I'd see them, and I brought a packet of them to show you what an oatcake is, because you're gonna laugh. Now picture yourself, right, with an ice bun, cheesecake, fudge cake, something along the lines of them, yeah? That's what an oatcake is. Bit of Madeira, yeah? That's a cake. Look at this. That's a wrap, right? That's a wrap. That's not a cake. What are you blagging me for? That's not a cake. And the thing is, I even waited for the woman who was next to me who had cheese and bacon, and they actually wrapped it like that, like a wrap. So it's a breakfast wrap. It's not a cake.
You seem very angry about it.
I wanted a cake.
You wanted a cake?
I thought it was a cake.
You went in the shop for a cake and you got a wrap.
It's a big sign outside saying oatcakes, and I thought, I really want them cakes.
So it must have been very disappointed. Now, here's the thing. You posted that video. How many people, by the time you became aware of it, had watched that video?
300,000, maybe.
Now, that came to your attention, didn't it?
Yeah, and he got a lot of negative response.
People from Stoke-on-Trent may have found it culturally offensive to do down their regional cuisine, their regional dish, right?
Yep.
They treat an oatcake like, if you offend the oatcake, it's like you're offending their children.
Is that right?
That's correct.
They go mad, absolutely
They do.
mental.
You became aware
Yeah.
that this video had become popular and he was eating oatcakes. So you thought, given the fact you sell oatcakes, are you the largest seller of oatcakes in the area, or a significant?
One of them.
So you got in touch with Wayne, right?
Wayne got in touch with me
Well, why did Wayne get in touch with you? How did he become aware of you?
because
Someone kept tagging him. He kept getting tagged in all the comments.
Let's fast forward. People online were, as it were, taking the mickey, and they thought, wouldn't it be interesting to put you together with the owner of an oatcake company and that sort of
To
thing,
eat one
correct?
correctly, yeah.
To eat one correctly. Well, you were going to post that whole thing online, right?
Yeah.
As a sort of apology to all of the people of Stoke-on-Trent.
No, no apology. I wouldn't apologise for it. 'Cause it's not-
I see.
I just want to do it right, eat it the way they say.
Well, how would you eat it before?
Raw, like you did.
Oh,
That's
dear.
why I laughed when you done it.
Now I see where you're coming from. And what did you think when you saw that video? What commercial opportunity did you think there might be as a result of the video that Wayne had posted online?
Well, obviously with his following and good response, I thought he would have made a good front man.
Well, here's the thing. You've got someone online saying, this is not real, this is not cake, it's horrible, right?
Yeah.
So why did you think that Wayne would be a good spokesperson for your oatcakes?
Well, Wayne asked me if he could do a video for me, and he did. And I got a cracking response, well, both me and Wayne did, from the video.
How many people watched it?
300,000.
What did you do in that video?
Cooked an oatcake.
You cooked an oatcake together?
No, I just did it at
Just
home.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a happier experience?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Before you did that advert, what agreement did you have in writing with Alex in respect of you being a front for his company?
No, it was just I asked him to send me some. You know, I want to try it properly.
So you made it free of charge?
Of course, yeah.
Well, you say, of course, you're doing an advert for a business. And at some point there was some sort of promise about what? What did you promise him?
I'd promote him as the front man of my business.
Is there anything in writing in respect of this agreement
No.
that you had?
No, it was done on a handshake.
Right, now here's the thing, Wayne. Here's the thing, Alex. You're a businessman of a not insubstantial business,
Yeah.
right? That's successful. And to an important extent is successful because of the advertising and because of the talent, in inverted commas, but nevertheless the talent of Wayne. Now, Wayne, you were an artist, in effect, advertising Alex's business, but you've got nothing in writing about, A, what you would be paid to do that, and B, what Alex would give you in return for you doing that. Do you understand?
Yeah.
After he appeared in this video, which you produced, yes?
Yeah, yeah.
You put on your Facebook site.
That's correct.
300,000+ people watched it.
Yeah.
What percentage increase did you have in sales, roughly?
Around about 10 to 15%.
15%.
When Wayne produced that video, his followers increased as well, so it was... It worked both ways.
I agree, which is why you didn't put things in writing. That's a mistake. I can't help. Let's get to the next part of the case. Wait. Tell me about the copyright on the mugs. Why are you here today?
The agreement I've got with Alex is to do with me promoting him and taking Polvies everywhere I go.
Now, you've got nothing in writing. So how are you going to promote them? I don't know. Were you going to run round half the country, half nude, screaming about oatcakes? What do you mean by the word promote?
I wouldn't put him past it.
Basically, everywhere I go, because I do a lot of sales online, Polvies play a big part in advertising with all
The
my
company,
my
right.
CD packs. I wear his clothing. I mean, I could actually recommended he start doing the Polvies oatcakes, snapbacks.
Right, so because of your public profile, you became this company's, as you describe, ambassador. And so you were required, according to, as I understand it, Alex, to wear the clothes and to have something on you advertising their company. Yes? It's a bit like when Lewis Hamilton drives around and on the back of his car he might have advertising, that sort of thing. That's what you meant by promotion. What happened?
I've got my own brand. My Wayne
Separate
Scott
of
Fox.
this, what's your brand called?
My company's called Wayne Scott Fox, where I sell my own snapbacks, my own hoodies, my T-shirts.
What about mugs?
I have got mugs as well.
This was before this agreement?
Yes, it's all online on my own shop, which is available to all my...
And this was in respect of other videos you've posted, so
yeah.
people got to know you before the oatcakes for other things,
Yeah.
and you would sell, I don't know, things like Van Man screaming about the poor quality of milk or something.
Maybe, yeah.
Right. Has that got anything to do with oatcakes, this new sportswear?
No, nothing to do with oatcakes. It's simply my own business.
Right, OK. And it had nothing to do with this?
No.
Now, let's fast forward. What are you suing Alex for today?
He's released a mug with
Let's have a look. Do you mind, Michelle? Thank you.
a picture of me and my name on.
I see. This is a picture of you wearing the promotional material, which you say, by your admission, you've agreed to wear, right? You had a gentleman's agreement you would agree to wear. Your complaint is that this has been put on a mug without your permission.
And sold for profit.
And sold for profit. And in terms of merchandise, you had no agreement. You agreed to promote his company, but you had no agreement in respect of merchandise.
None whatsoever.
And you separately had a company which was selling merchandise, nothing to do with his company.
Yeah.
And therefore, taking your image is a breach of your own copyright, correct?
That's right, yes.
He doesn't own the copyright to that photo, correct?
No, I took that picture.
You took that picture yourself,
yeah.
is that right? He took that picture.
Yes.
Did you tell Wayne that you were going to be making mugs with his image on them before you did it?
No, I thought it would have been a nice surprise. And I was trying to help him.
A trip to Paris is a nice surprise. You're a businessman. Why didn't you tell me the truth? It's a straightforward issue. Why didn't you tell Wayne that you'd made mugs with images that he took of himself? Why didn't you tell him that? There's a cap as well that you're selling, right?
Yes,
It's my picture.
Yes, I see that. You took that picture.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was on there.
You supplied me with that picture as well.
So as far as you were concerned, it was your copyright. You had the right to sell a picture that he'd taken, right, of himself, yes?
Yes.
Where you were aware, certainly, because you'd had a discussion, where he was previously selling unconnected merchandise himself.
Yeah.
That was his business. You sell oatcakes, he sells merchandise in addition to driving a van. You decided not to discuss with him the fact that you were going to also suddenly sell mugs with his picture, his image, even though it was in direct competition with his business, and he took those photos. You didn't tell him about that because it was going to be, I'm putting it in big, a nice surprise.
A nice surprise. But
Hear the sound of silence?
Coming next.
But who was going to benefit from the sale of those mugs? You!
me.
That's not a partnership, is it? So how was he going to benefit from it? I'm selling mugs in your name. There's no partnership.
Wayne is in court to claim £4,500 after his image and company logo was used on merchandise without his permission. Defendant Alex says he sponsored Wayne to be the face of his company and therefore owes nothing.
I was trying to engage my customers with Wayne and bring them over across to Wayne to become Wayne's customers.
Well, hang on. The people that are your customers buy oatcakes. He posts things online and sells caps and mugs, correct? So why was there going to be... Why was there going to be a commercial marriage between the two of you?
It's a working partnership.
Right, but who was going to benefit from the sale of those mugs? You!
Me.
That's not a partnership, is it? So how was he going to benefit from it? I'm selling mugs in your name. There's no partnership. Well, you think in addition to having an oatcakes mug, they might also think, oh, perhaps I'll buy something from him as well. Perhaps I'll use his van or his services as a DJ.
Or buy his CDs. Which some of them have. Which some of them have.
How many? Has it increased your business sales a lot?
From his things,
Yes.
I can't answer that. I
course you
wouldn't
can't.
know. I wouldn't know.
Right, Wayne, what do you say the damages are here? And it's very difficult, and it's really up to me to come to an assessment of it. But it's quite clear he's used an image of a photo you took without telling you, sold mugs when he knew you were also doing the same thing. It's also quite clear that he didn't tell you that, not because it was a surprise, but because you wanted to keep the money, right? Right? Obviously. How much have you made from the sale of the mugs?
Roughly a few £1,000s.
1, 2, 3. What do you say it is, Wayne?
I've got an invoice here.
Blended. An invoice?
From when he purchased the mugs and the cups.
We use the same company.
Right, but that doesn't help me with the value of the sales, does it? Alex is going to tell me the truth about it now that you're in the mood to tell the truth.
Around about 620 mugs.
620 mugs?
Yeah.
What's the profit?
I got calculated.
How much did he spend on the mugs, please?
£2,527.50.
£2,527.50. And how much is it per unit? How much is a mug?
£6.
It's not just the mug that was the problem.
We've got difficulty here. Let me explain what the difficulty is. I have to, in the event I find there's been a breach of copyright, look at what the damages are and what you would have been entitled to. And I have to come to a calculation and assess whether or not it's in a value range that I can deal with. Do you understand? So I know that there were hats and various other things that he sold.
But his hat actually, he had to produce hats with my logo on the back, my trademark logo,
Let's
which
have a
is on
look.
my clothing, which is what I brought to show you. When I encouraged the sale of these hats...
You do make these oatcakes, right?
Yes.
It was just a Palby's one that I've decided for him to make, but that is identical.
WSF is your brand. Have you registered that brand?
It's in the middle of being trademarked.
It's in the middle of being trademarked. That's his trademark, or it's pending. This is something that you sold, correct?
Yeah, we've sold a few of them.
Why do you say you're entitled to sell a product which is Wayne's copyright?
As it says on the website, these snapbacks were introduced by Wayne Scott Fox.
That's good.
Yeah,
You've,
it's true.
You've alerted, that's right.
Yeah.
You've alerted the purchaser that it's Wayne Scott Fox who effectively owns the copyright. So you came to a commercial agreement with Wayne over there.
Yep.
And therefore, I have no problem because Wayne will be able to tell me exactly what the agreement was between you, given you were selling them, and it was his copyright, as to how much Wayne has received. How much have you got for the hats?
Nothing.
Nothing? How many have you sold?
250.
Price per unit?
£5.
Anything else?
Can I just add to, he sells them for £5. Each item costing £5.42.
To buy?
Yeah.
How much do you sell them for?
£8.
Why did you tell me £5?
Oh, to buy in?
No, that wasn't confusion. Was it? Did you try and mislead me as to how much you sold them for?
No, I didn't, Judge.
Do you know the difference when I ask you a question as to how much they cost to sell? I asked you that question and you gave me an answer.
£8 per unit.
Why did you tell me £5?
Because I thought you meant the wholesale price.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Anything you'd like to add?
No.
Wayne, you had a business that sold hats, that sold mugs. Also, you took an image of yourself. You weren't made aware that that image had been taken by Alex and used for him for his own commercial advantage. That was your copyright. You were entitled to use it. And what's more, copyright extends to artistic things, regardless of what I think of them. You understand? Now, in the circumstances, you tell me, Alex, that you took that copyright because you thought it would be a nice surprise.
It was a surprise.
Talking! I find that wasn't a surprise. I find you deliberately tried to conceal the fact that you were making a profit as a result of Wayne's property. In the circumstances, therefore, I find there was a breach of copyright and Wayne's entitled to be recompensed. To what extent? He's entitled to the profit that you made. Bearing in mind there's no clear agreement. Had there been, may have been 50-50. But in the circumstances, this ostensibly amounts to a theft. Theft of his image, a theft of his logo, which is a copyright pending, and what's more, a theft on the face of it of products that he was selling. Now, you're lucky. He could also sue for further damages. He could, for example, put a value on the business that he lost as a result of you selling mugs instead of him. He doesn't invite me to do that. Therefore, the court is able to award you the profit that Alex made, which comes, Wayne, to £2,270.44. You stole that copyright. You knew you shouldn't have done it. He's given you a substantial commercial advantage in your business.
Can I contest that?
No. And therefore, this court awards you £2,270.44. It doesn't help when you come to court and you tell a judge porkies. That's the award of this court.
Wayne was awarded £2,270.44 of his claim. Let's find out how both parties felt about today's ruling.
I wasn't expecting Alex to be so admittant to what he'd done, but he was. And like I said, I've got no problem with him whatsoever, and I'm chuffed to bits with the outcome.
I was trying to do him a favour. You know, I like Wayne, and I thought he would have benefited from what I was doing, and I'm sure he has. You know, but he's not going to tell me that, is he?
I think it's just one of those situations where it went further than what it should have done, or where it could have gone, where it could have been sorted out a lot earlier. Yeah. You know, but I'm not going to turn my back on him or his company. I'll keep my word to what I said about promoting his company, because I've got a freezer full of them things, absolutely gorgeous. Just not raw, don't eat them raw.
Coming next.
How does it feel to be here today